Thank you for sharing that. There we are. We are live. Hi, good morning. I'm Rabbi Brian. I don't know anymore why I have this banner up here, facebook.com/Rabbi Brian, because if you are seeing this, you don't need directions to get here. So I'm going to take that down. It is July the 6th where I am. It might be slightly a different time and place where you are. I welcome you to the Saturday service. This is a different way of doing a religious service, or this is a way of doing a religious service. And let me put all my friends up on the screen. Hold on, friends. There we are. Here's a whole bunch of people who are live, and I've asked them to unmute their microphones, which is a different thing than is done often in Zoom, because I want interactions. I want people to feel like they are a part of this. I have an outline. My outline begins with welcoming you, so let me check that box off. I wanted to look at this idea of, I saw a thing that said, well, Sabbath observant Jews, ... and it told a whole thing about Sabbath observant Jews. And I thought, well, what does that mean? What does that mean to be Sabbath observant? Well, it means to take a break from work. Okay, fine. But who's defining work and who's defining break? And in this environment, I wanted to encourage all of you to define those things for yourselves. If you can't come up with something else that you want to do for a Sabbath break, we had this idea a few weeks ago, is maybe you can go 14 hours trying to stay free from unproductive hatred, which asks the question, what the hell is productive hatred? I don't know. If you could have a break from work, defining work is whatever it is you would like to define it as, what would you like 14 hours? And I pick 14 hour instead of 24 hours because I think 14 hours is funnier. If you could, starting now, have a break, a 14-hour break from something, what would you like a 14-hour break from? What would you like, really? If you could have a 14-hour break, what would you have a 14-hour break from?
Doubt.
Doubt. I'm not sure about that. Thank you, Lynn, for laughing at my joke.
Responsibility.
Negativity.
Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pain. Oh, pain. Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to add one to that because it's on my list of things to talk about today, suffering.
Oh, good one.
What would you want a 14-hour break from?
I'm saying this in jest, but not in jest, myself.
Grief.
Oh, grief.
Uncertainty.
I'm going to add one to that, and again, I know why, but you'll see in a moment. I'm going to add discomfort to that. What else would you want a 14-hour break from?
The news.
Oh.
That might be the simplest one. That's great. So let's start with that one. Let's start with the news. If you wanted to have a 14-hour break from the news, well, I don't think I even need to ask the question. How would you do a 14-hour break from the news? What's the first step?
Turn off.
Just read the comics.
The TV. Read the comics. Turn
What
off-
would you have to do to get a 14-hour break from the news?
Not
No
listen to
cell
TV or
phone.
radio.
No technology.
Disconnect from technology.
Yeah.
Keep the radio,
There you go.
keep the radio on the classical music station.
And what would happen if I called you and I said, "Oh my gosh, did you hear the news?"
Call
Knowing
me
that
after
you
sundown.
Right. Exactly, Dolly. You have the power to say to someone, "Hey, it's my Sabbath. I'm taking a break from the news. Can you call me after sundown?" If you wanted, go ahead.
Your curiosity would get the better of you.
Your curiosity might get the better of you. Or you're being habitualized in a pattern. You might say, "Oh my gosh, tell me." Or you might turn on the news and you might listen to it. And then you might, after you've already ingested some news, realize, "Oh my goodness, golly gee, I meant to take a break from that." And at that point, you can beat yourself up for not having done exactly as you asked, or
Let it go.
you could
Turn
let it
it
go and
off
try
again.
again. Or turn it off again. And we're going to get to, after this little bit, we're going to talk again. We ended last time talking about the 5 stages of learning. And we're going to look again that we shouldn't hold ourselves to be perfect when we first start out doing something. That it takes a little bit of time in learning. I want to zoom in on these 2 things. So all these things you want to avoid for a Sabbath, go for it.
And perfection. Add perfection to that list.
Oh, one thing that we want to not do on our Sabbath is try to be perfect.
Spell it correctly now. Be perfect.
But turn off or leave our cell phone home.
Yeah, we can also do that. We can also just take a break, physical break.
And there's also the problem about who defines perfect.
Say it again, please, Ray.
And there is also the problem that who defines perfect.
Correct.
I shall return water.
I want to look
Every
at the
server in restaurants in Canada does. I don't know about the States.
Sorry,
Place
John.
an order and as soon as you say what food you want in the restaurant, the response is, "Oh, perfect."
Oh, right.
That is insanity.
Is that annoying, John?
It can be, that's for sure.
Right. I love how you just said that. I asked, "Is it annoying?" And John responded, "It can be." Let's put a pin in that because we're going to come back to that, and that's the theme of today's service. And I want to ask you, if I told you at the end of today's service you're going to leave with tools to make your life 20% less annoying, I would suggest that we all do whatever it is that we're talking about to make our lives 20% less annoying. I'm pretty sure we can. Is it annoying? It can be. Go ahead, Rita.
I was just scratching my nose.
Oh, your electronic hand went on. That's fine.
But I will say that I haven't watched the news for a long time now.
It's a hard habit to get out of, and it's a wonderful one to be free from.
I feel free from the news, except what will happen to me as a result of it. But that's another issue.
Yeah. I found, Rita, I did the same thing. I gave up time in Newsweek and all that. And what I realized was that there's a shame. And once I got over the shame, I was okay. But there's a shame in not being the person who scoops someone else. Oh, did you hear? Yeah, I heard. And did you know? And as soon as I got comfortable with knowing I was probably going to be the last one to know. Oh, you didn't know? No, I didn't. Are you going to shame me for not knowing? As soon as I got over the shame of not knowing, it wasn't that bad. It was not a major news story that I missed. And if there was, I didn't know. Okay, Janet, go ahead.
The thing you said in the beginning of the whole thing about the news is if you called up and said, hey, did you hear, on the news? That actually happened to me on 9/11. A friend of mine called up from Southern California and said, turn on your TV. And I said, I don't have a TV. And she said, well, turn on your radio.
Right.
And I didn't even see images of that until, God, like 5 weeks later, when I went to my son's junior high and saw him in the computer room with pictures of people jumping out the windows and stuff. And he goes, Mom, this is why I didn't show it to you, because I just immediately cried.
Yeah.
I had just heard it, just heard news on the radio. That was it. But it was the same kind of thing. It's like I did not follow news. I was not aware of anything. I had to have a friend call me up, and it was
Same here. Let me zoom in, and then I'm going to move us along in our topics. This got mentioned slightly last week. Somebody said they wanted to be free from pain, and I added in the word suffering. And this is something I learned from my Buddhist teacher, Nagi. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. I'm going to say that again. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Same thing as what I asked John. John, is it annoying? Sometimes. It can be. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. And one other thing that I want to gloss on was someone said that they wanted freedom from uncertainty. And I don't think it's the uncertainty that we want freedom from. We want freedom from the discomfort that comes along with our uncertainty. And there's a great quote from Voltaire, and yes, I know he was a raging anti-Semite, but he still said some interesting things, so I'm going to quote him. Voltaire said, "Doubt is uncomfortable, but certainty is ridiculous." I'm going to say that again. Doubt is uncomfortable, but certainty is ridiculous. And that fits in very, very well with something that, if you've been coming here for a while, you've seen this before. If you've seen this before, what is this? What does that mean?
More questions than answers.
More questions than answers. And part of having a healthy spiritual religious life is knowing that their questions are greater than statements. That doubt while it's uncomfortable is better than certainty, which is ridiculous. Okay. I'm going to move along on our Sabbath we did. Oh, I have this. Oh. How do you do it? How does anyone grow in anything? This is the work of Lev Vygotsky, who is a Russian theorist, who said that learning is not binary. How do we learn to do anything? We learn to do it in stages. Can't do it at all. Annie is learning to drive. She's not that she can't do it at all. I was in the parking lot with her last night. She can't do it fluidly. I promise you that. What are the stages in between? If you remember one of them. If you don't remember any of them, I can tell you. Can you remember number two?
Need help.
We need external support.
And yeah.
No shame in that. It's just how it is. Levels 3 and 4, we don't need as much support. We just need hints. But there's a difference between level 3 and level 4. And the difference is?
External hints, internal hints.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In learning to do something, Annie right now is able to drive. She needs me to tell her, honey, you got to put the blinker on. She needs hints from the outside. There are some parts of the driving that she can do just fine, and she just needs to remind herself, oh yeah, that one's the brake.
Yep.
Hopefully.
She's getting there. So of all the things that we want to do, if we want to have freedom from any of these things, we're not going to be able to immediately have freedom from fear. We're not going to immediately be able to have freedom from disperfection. We're not immediately going to have freedom from responsibility, from the news. It's going to take us some time to learn, and we're going to have to go stage by stage until we can hint ourselves, until we do it perfectly without help.
Rabbi, can I?
Go, Greg.
We just go back to the former statement there about doubt and certainty.
Sure.
The problem with certainty is whatever the situation is, you just stop there because you feel you're certain what the answer is or whatever. With doubt, that causes you to think about where you're at and how this is going to affect you, and what are some of the ways to go about using anything to value your life. So I think that doubt is more important than certainty, just like you said.
Yeah, we don't grow when we're certain. Yeah, Ellis. Thank you, Greg. Ellis and then Lynn. Ellis, you are on mute, my friend.
Sorry about that. Adding to what Greg said, certainty is mindlessness. Mm-hmm. Doubt is mindfulness.
Yeah. Doubt takes up a lot more real estate in our mind. Doubt is mindful, and it's big. Lynn, go ahead, Lenny.
This was Voltaire that talked about doubt and certainty, right?
Well, that was the quote. Yeah.
Right. Well, if he thinks certainty is ridiculous, he should have listened to himself. If he's an anti-Semite, if he thought all Jews were bad, well, that's ridiculous. I just came up with it.
That's fair. Philosophers in their consistency, details.
Yeah.
I'm sure he also espoused love, but found reasons to make exceptions. Okay, wait. Oh, hi. Wait, guys, hi. Wait a second. Hello, group. It is the first Saturday of the month, and I have instituted a new policy. It's a little moment that we have now called Membership Matters. And your membership in Religion Outside the Box matters. And I want to know if there are any issues that you have with regard to your Religion Outside the Box membership cards or dues or anything like that. I know not everyone here has a Religion Outside the Box. Does everyone have a Religion Outside the Box membership card?
Yes.
And if you don't have one,
I think I made one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it, Emily. The Religion Outside the Box membership cards are all self-made. You have to make your own. So if you don't have a Religion Outside the Box membership card, would you please make yourself one? And at this Saturday, the first Saturday of the month, Membership Matters moment, I want to know, is there anything that you would like your Religion Outside the Box membership card to entitle you to that you didn't already have that right? Or is there something that you would like to give back? Boy, this idea really seemed salient in my head when I came up with it and then told a few people on Wednesday. But it's really feeling like it's not working exactly the way I thought it should right now. And that's okay. Anybody in improv willing to give me a yes and run with this idea, or I got more stuff anyhow? I'm going to move on. That was a great idea. Oh my gosh. Okay, fantastic.
His time had not come.
We're going to try that again next month, or none of us will remember, hopefully, and we'll move on. I'm going to tell you all a story. Sit back, relax, let me tell you a story. Last Sunday, I'm having an early dinner with Jane, and we talk about there's this concert that Annie wants to go to on Monday night. And she loves this artist whose name's Noah Kahan, Kahan. And I've listened to him, and it's decent music. I'm an old person, so I now judge music, and I can tell you a lot of what the kids listen to is no good whatsoever, but this is good. And we hatch a plan that I will take Annie to go see Noah Kahan Monday night. We go, and it's a wonderful concert, and really, I don't really care because I'm spending time with my daughter, so it's a fantastic event no matter what. The traffic was god-awful getting in to the amphitheater. The traffic getting out of the amphitheater was worse. Because, on the way in, people are coming at different times. On the way out, 17,000 people are trying to leave Ridgefield, Washington all at once, and Ridgefield, Washington doesn't have the infrastructure for this kind of thing. We get home pushing 1 o'clock in the morning Monday night. I'm tired. Go to bed. Tuesday, get through the whole day. Tuesday night, I'm a mess, and I go back into the living room to say something to Annie and to Jane, and Annie says, "Go to bed, Dad." And it snarky pissed me off. After everything that I've just done for her, right, is going through my mind. After what I've just done for her, and she goes, "Go to bed, Dad." And I say, "Honey, that's mean." And then, in a moment of grace, I catch myself. Because I realize what she said wasn't mean. And I say, and I'm so proud of being able to have done this in almost real time, I said, "Honey, that's mean." And then I correct myself and I say, "That's not it. That's not what I wanted to say. What I should have said was, honey, that makes me feel dismissed. That makes me feel like I'm not wanted." There's a huge difference between "honey, that's mean" and "honey, that makes me feel dismissed." You see the difference between the two?
Yeah, I think what he was saying that she looked at him and said he was tired and needed to go to bed.
Right. I heard it with a lack of compassion. But I don't know how she meant it. I'm looking at my notes to see if I got all the points. So I said, instead of saying "that's mean," I said, "I feel dismissed." Oh, I said, "I feel dismissed and unloved."
Oh, going too far.
I ain't perfect.
It hurt.
Right? I said, "Honey,
You're the grown up.
Say it again, Carol.
You're the grown up.
I am.
You don't have to be perfect, but you could be a little bit more understanding of your daughter.
Okay, honey. I could say the same thing right back to you right now. I am the grown-up. I might not have said... The first thing I said was really less than perfect. The second thing I said was closer towards what I want to say. My point stands at that there's a difference in how we take in what someone else says. And if I can answer from a point of needs, that my need to feel appreciated was not met in what she was saying. My need to feel, I'm feeling all, hold on a second. That just threw me off for a moment. I'm going to bring out my little puppets, and I'm going to come to this. Bob, you got your hand up. Let me bring you into the conversation.
Well, I think that you have probably in the past mentioned that to Annie when you thought that she was a little bit tired. So I think part of her growing up is recognizing that perhaps you were looking a little bit tired, and she just thought that she would inject what you have taught her over the years.
Yeah. I don't know the motivations of what she was saying. But if I assume that the motivations were negative, that's what I'm going to hear. But if I assume the motivations, if instead, and this is where this is not easy. If instead I can hear that her motivations were towards caring for me, it changes everything.
It does.
Well, I like the fact that within real time, like you said, that you changed gears.
Right.
Like,
and that's
made
what
it
I'm
into a
holding on.
self-correcting system.
Thank you, Janet. That's what I'm holding. I'm very proud of myself for, was instead of snapping at her, going down the "you're mean," when she's not being mean. But we could have acted that whole thing out. But instead I switched it fast enough, and I'm proud of myself. Go ahead, Joe.
I just want to affirm what you're saying about you never know what people actually intend, because in my circumstance right now, the word cancer scares people. Everybody wants this story to write out a way that makes them comfortable. I do too. But that's not what's happening. And so I'm trying to do the same thing. People can say some really odd things that are not really helpful necessarily, but I'm just trying to translate in my head. They care enough to have connected.
Yeah. And what if we had the experience that what you're saying, Joe, of trying to assume positive intent always? Maybe that's a Sabbath practice of something we can do, is trying to not assume negative intent. Maybe people are trying to help us.
We can't control.
Sometimes my I can imagine my son, because he has a kind of a sarcastic way. I know he loves me terribly, and so I have had him say, "Mom, go to bed, go take a nap." It never occurs to me that he's being nasty. It just, he actually does want me to go take a nap.
Right. Go ahead,
Also,
Dolly, and then Lynn.
We can't control or know what someone's thinking, but we can take care of ourselves.
Yes.
And that's what your switch did. You took care of yourself without assuming what she's saying. And if we could do that more, there'd be a lot less fighting.
And Lynn, I'm going to get to you in a sec, but I want to bring it back to John's comment. Is that annoying? It can be.
We can always ask what they mean.
We could. That would be lovely. Lynn and then Ray.
Well, I'm just throwing this into the pot because I've seen you firsthand interact with your daughter, and besides, there's a father-daughter relationship, but there's also a very close friend You know, there's also other things going on besides father. You both really enjoy each other's company. And I also think Annie felt that she could say that because
She
there's an
did.
atmosphere of love, you know, that you go to bed, Dad, no matter how you took it, she could say it. There's a lot of teenagers that can't say that to their father, you
Right.
know.
No, she ain't afraid. Go ahead, Ray. Thank you, Lynn, for the compliments in there.
Well, I was thinking that you responded as a human being. And even though we're parents and grandparents, first of all, we're human beings.
Right.
We respond as we respond. And being able to stop and catch yourself is probably about 3, maybe 4 on the 5 scale. And it's a constant thing that you work on.
Absolutely, Ray. It is hard to do. And the thing, and those of you in the advanced class, remember that in times of stress, we go down a level. In our times of stress, if you can do something perfectly, you're going to have to hint yourself. If you could hint yourself, you're going to need a hint from the outside. And Janet, that's exactly where I realized I must be doing well at this, because even in this stressed out situation, I was able to hint myself over back towards what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
It seemed like a fluid response to me, because you made it fluid.
I'm going to give myself a sticker.
Yay!
I want to go back to something and, okay, this is going to take up most of our time. This is an idea we had last week, and it can go with the server who is everything. Oh, perfect. Is that annoying? Sometimes. Meg's ribbons that she keeps flaunting in front of me on her screen where she won. Or the crow that caws. And does the thing that happened need to necessarily upset us? If a crow, there was somebody who posted on our next door channel here, I don't understand what part of no fireworks people don't understand. And they were furious about people are setting off fireworks. We were in a no fireworks zone, and people are letting off fireworks, and somebody's horribly annoyed by it. Do you have to be annoyed? Does it have to annoy you? And what I want to suggest is that, Maria, hi, my friend. Could you unmute for a second? Because I'm going to use you as a helper, if I may. Maria, you and I had an incident not so long ago where we were talking about somebody who was totally annoying. And I don't need any details of it, but can you affirm that it is possible to know something is totally annoying and then with a matter of a perspective shift find that thing is no longer annoying?
I can. It's certainly far less annoying and more fun.
So here's the game. I'm going to put you into rooms to share with each other. Here is something that when the waiter or waitress says perfect, it totally annoys me. That would be an example. I want you in your groups to make a list, and if you do it this way, oh, I wanted to make one more box going around. I want you to consider a bingo card. I want you to consider an annoyance bingo card. So make a grid 5 by 5, and the middle one says bingo. And in your group, you're going to have 7 plus 1 minutes in your group. I want you to think about things that annoy you. And when you come up with something that annoys you, the waiter says perfect. Your mom is late. Give me another one that might work, just so we all understand what page we're on. Traffic.
Throwing trash out of your car.
Litter. Okay, somebody ending a sentence in a preposition, whatever it is. Alex, if you would prepare the pod bay doors and let us into rooms, and I want you to share with your group, here are some things that are annoying, and I want you to make out a bingo card of annoyances. And we're going to come back in 7 minutes' time.
Okay,
Alex, we're good for that?
Rooms are now created and open.
And I'm going to do it.
Drawing there.
Where is my screen? There it is. Did a clock show up on my screen? No. Why not?
No.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. It's just very small.
Oh, there it is now. I see it now.
There we go. All right.
So we're gonna do the callback in 7 minutes then, or well, 6 minutes, 41 seconds.
This is just so that I have a rough idea, and anybody who's watching on Facebook or anywhere else has a rough idea. And Greg, you're still here, and Candace, and Alex, and Emily, and anyone, and Jean, and Tanisha, and Wendy, and Ellen, and anyone who's still here. Let's play together. What's something that annoys you? What's something that could go on your annoyance bingo card? I'm gonna make make myself a new card. Greg, you have one? Oh, we lost Greg to a small group room. Candace, are you in this room with us?
I'm falling asleep.
Do your thing, honey. No worries. No worries.
Sorry.
No.
Oh, I got lots of things that are annoying.
Okay, you got a card? Hold on, I'm gonna put bingo in mine.
Power outages.
Oh wait, and look, we have some helpers on the. My friend Lauren added procrastination onto her card. Lauren, who joins me for meditation. Thank you for joining me for meditation. Alex, you added one in on yours. Let me add one in on mine, which is not follow through. Someone tells me they're going to do something, they don't do it. That not follow through annoys me. It might have to do with the dishwasher, Alex. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
What else you got? What's on your card, Alex?
Temperatures over 90.
That's a good one. Wasting food. Not going to tell you which of my daughters it was who bought food that she couldn't possibly eat. Oh, that might have been a hint. She made these glorious kebabs out of marshmallows, raspberries, and blueberries for 4th of July. But, had nowhere to... She made them, and that's about as far as we got. There was no one to serve them to.
Oh, no.
What else is on your bingo card, Alex?
When my dog, who is 16 years old and in failing health, shits on my carpet.
I'm just going to write shit. Lauren, add us in another one. And then Lauren added in, yes, Alex, the heat. Put that up on the screen there. There we go. People who are late. It's not always annoying, but boy, sometimes does that irk me. Oh.
Well, not for me. It's not even that I hate people who are, they get annoyed by people who are late. I get annoyed when I'm late.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
So, yeah.
So I'm going to put being late as one and late for others. There.
Oh, I got one.
Go ahead.
I call it one more thing itis. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And what that is my husband and I are planning to leave to go somewhere. And me being the one who does not want to be late even by 1 minute, I want to leave on time.
Right.
And Scott always has, my dear sweet husband, who I love dearly, has
One more
one
thing.
more thing he's got to do before we go.
I gotcha. Lauren is adding in the bugs here in Maine and then chores. I think we can all... I'm going to add chores to my list. I don't have the problem of bugs here in Maine because I live other end of the country. But good ones. What else is annoying?
I agree with Lauren. Since I moved to Atascadero, there are lots of spiders here.
Okay, you can put spiders on. I just put...
Big ones, like tarantula-sized ones that aren't tarantulas.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, The tarantulas I don't mind because they're actually pretty sweet. You just kind of get a dustpan and kind of go, get on the dustpan.
Do you have tarantulas too?
Yeah, we have tarantulas not all year round, but we have wolf spiders, which are about like that big.
No, thank you.
And we have tarantulas that are about the size of my hand. Those usually show up around, late summer, early fall.
Okay.
But the tarantulas are sweet because they're just slow moving, kind of cooperative. But everybody else thinking outside. Spiders belong outside of the house, not in.
Yes, they belong in. Yes, agreed. What else is of someone annoying? People who... So we're stuck in traffic, Annie and I, and there's that person who sneaks up on the shoulder to cut in. I don't know what we call that person. People who are entitled, I guess.
Yeah. Well, bad drivers in general.
Oh, ticket fees.
Yeah.
The cost for her concert was one cost. The cost for the concert was one cost, but then the cost for actually going wound up being, oh my God. It was a third again as much. Ticket fees. What else is of annoyance? Selfish drivers. Thank you, Asher. Selfish. I'm going to just put selfish people. Lack of caring. Yeah. Thank you, Lauren. Prices. Yeah, inflation and prices is amazing. Alex, I have that we're about to run out of time. What do you have for clock?
I have the timer going off right now, which means we give our 1 minute warning.
Okay. Let me close this down.
The rooms are now closing.
Here come the people back.
So, is it annoying when people say we didn't have enough time?
No, that one doesn't get me.
Okay.
I think I've demonstrated that I have a lovely sense of humor about people complaining about that one. Welcome back, Betsy. Welcome back, Eileen.
Oh.
One of the things that does not annoy me is people saying that there wasn't enough time. Was there enough time in your group? Oh, wait, hold on. It's my screen is doing that populating thing.
Yep. Time's up.
What?
Well, I got one here. Somebody added in feeling rushed.
Yeah, there was not enough time in this one.
Very appropriate, yes.
Okay. So, welcome back. Whether you think there was enough time or there wasn't, you're entitled to your opinion.
That's true.
How'd it go? Did anyone fill in an entire card?
No.
No.
No, but we have a good list though.
Okay, so here's how the game goes. Instead of the things that are on your card, annoying you, I want you to take this card with you, your bingo card with you, and when the thing happens and there's a ticket, mine has ticket fees. Ticket fees I find to be really annoying. When ticket fees show up, I'm going to simply mark off, oh, ticket fees. I got that one. And then I'm going to think, well, hopefully somebody's going to not follow through with something in my house. And if somebody doesn't follow through with something in my house, I'm going to get another sticker.
Oh, funny.
And then hopefully there's going to be some shit that I step in. And then I hope there will be some chores. And the game goes like this. If I can only figure out the things that are going to annoy me enough, I'm going to win at bingo. Do you see how it changes the way that you look at the thing that could be annoying?
Yeah.
That instead of it being annoying, and this was the game Maria and her mom played, was they were in a race to be more put out by a certain person, because whoever was the most put out by that person was going to win a prize. I'm not sure we can do this with the really, really horrible things in our life, but we can do it with some of the things, as John said. Is it annoying? Well, it can be.
Yeah.
We can't do this with everything,
I
but
think
there are
this bingo
some.
game is even being just an opportunity to like taking the pause to put the sticker on could do exactly what you just said and what John said about, is it really all that annoying? Just whether it is or whether it isn't, taking the moment to put the sticker on the bingo card could give me the opportunity to go, wait, reevaluate why you put the sticker on.
Joe, that's exactly, you remember our little friends here.
Oh, I do. Hello there, little friend.
Is that this guy is judgment, this guy is observation. And normally we observe something and then we judge it, and we do it so closely together that we don't even notice. So we observe that there were ticket fees, and then we judge the ticket fees as horrible, horrible, bad, nasty things. But the more space we can put between them, or Annie says, Dad, go to bed. Do I have these in the right order? I want to go in this order. Dad, go to bed. This one. Dad, go to bed. And I hear it in a certain way. I've judged it already. And the game that we're trying to play is to separate these two out. And I have a third. Wait a moment. Here it is. I'm going to add in. I tried working on this all week. There's the observation and there's the judgment. And then watch this coming up from the bottom of the screen. There's another stick. And this stick says on it, acceptance, forgiveness.
Oh.
And whatever it is that happens, if I can wait, or if I can realize, if I can watch for acceptance and forgiveness and love to come out, this one, the judgment goes away.
Oh.
Watch this. We observe and we judge, and the more space we can put between them, the more peace we will find. And then if we can, wait for the acceptance, forgiveness, and love, which should help take away some of the judgment. There, I did that right.
Is it possible that you would put the acceptance and love in between the other two, and that's how you would keep them apart?
Yes.
Oh, I love that, Ray. The more acceptance and love we can have, the less Which one? One of these is allergic to acceptance, forgiveness, and love.
Judgment.
Judgment, this one. So, Ray, you're absolutely right. The more we can introduce acceptance, forgiveness, love, and I use all three words to make a point that I'm not talking about any one of those three things. I'm talking about acceptance, forgiveness, love, compassion, our highest values. The more of this that we have, the less of that. I never took a puppetry class in rabbinical school, but I think I'm doing this quite well.
I do too.
I think this is your calling.
This is my calling.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to give you homework. And the homework is nothing you have to do. It's something that you get to do. And the homework is to play bingo with the things that annoy you. Go ahead, Lenny.
Thank you. You know, what you said about judgment and acceptance. Well, when you said that Voltaire was an anti-Semite, I judged him immediately. You know, well, he's an idiot for being an anti-Semite.
Right. He was not an idiot.
Well, it's the wrong word, but I judged him.
Yeah.
And the fact that I feel now I can be a little more open-minded. Yes, he is something that I am not, but he came up with something that was beautiful about what is certainty is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that on its own, I love.
Wonderful. Yeah, we don't have to be binary. Okay, I want to take a break, make some announcements, do some prayers, that kind of thing. First of all, most important announcement, as always, let me zoom in here on me. Folks, you know this one. What's it say?
It's okay.
Is that only true for people other than yourself?
Oh, no. It's okay for everyone.
It's okay for everyone. It's okay for everyone not to be okay. It's okay for everyone to not be okay. Thank you. Other announcements. Thank yous to Al and Alex and to Joe and to Bob and to Jeff and to Ron and to Maria and to Missy for always being of help during this service. I appreciate that very much. I'm looking for some volunteers. Remember I told you there was a chance that Religion Outside the Box was going to get an intern? Well, it looks like that's happening. Ta-da! If you look on your screen for Lori Turner Ott, you'll see Lori. Lori is our intern, so we have someone we can boss around now. I am looking, if you are not one of the people who was just mentioned and you want to get a little bit more involved in Religion Outside the Box land, we need to have a monthly internship overview panel. I don't really know what that means, but we have to do that. So Lori is figuring out from her, from the people who told her she needed to do it, what it is we need to do, but we do know that we will need a monthly internship panel meeting. If that is something that might be of some interest, you want to get a little bit more involved with the Religion Outside the Box, shoot me an email and tell me you want to be on the internship panel committee, blah, blah, blah. And I would love to have you help us to bring Lori up on, up to speed, like this is a fast moving train, but just to make Lori feel welcome and to do oversight.
Yeah. So tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Well, we should also tell you what you're doing right.
Yes, that's true. Start with the doing right and then go to the doing wrong.
You will be.
We wish you good luck. As a group, we wish you good luck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smile.
And Lori,
I'm refraining from telling people they're doing anything wrong for the Sabbath.
Oh, good.
Right.
Wonderful. Lori, so far you are our favorite intern we've ever had.
Yay, Lori. The only intern we've
There's
ever
a
had.
flip side to that, too.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say. Clubhouse is moving over towards Facebook. If you aren't on the Religion Outside the Box Facebook page, you should feel free to please join that. And prayers. Maria, you have a list of some people. Oh, and if our friend Shirley Wayness is not already on that page, she gets an extra shout out today. Go ahead, Maria.
She does. Did you want to mention the ROTB contact list?
If you want to be, Lori, this might be for you or for anyone else. If you want to be able to email certain people who want to be textable and reachable by other Religion Outside the Box members, if you want to send Joe a card in the mail, because I heard from a little birdie named Joe that she really appreciated getting a few cards from people. You can find Joe's address on the Religion Outside the Box membership contact page, and Maria's putting that up in the chat right now. Thank you, Maria. Maria, you have the names of some people to say some prayers for.
I do. Sorry, my chair is moving. These are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Ken and Joe, and the phase 1 clinical trials targeting specific genetic mutations that make cancer harder to treat. Sheridan H., Rita S., Greg, Ray, Lori and Richard in spirit, Judy Love and her family, Shirley W., Lynn D. in spirit and her family, Sarah A., Frank DeToma, Mary Wolf, Mary Ellen, James and all who are in jail and prison, Jerry W., Janae and Jessica, and Ann L. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat and I will add them to the list in the clubhouse.
Honey.
And for the people who aren't named but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
So let's take a minute of time starting around now. Well, thank you all. We usually also have a moment for gratitude, and we didn't get to that this morning. So I'm going to... This so harkens me back to my being a student, where the teacher would say, well, we didn't get to everything here in class, so you're going to have to do the following things for homework. As a teacher myself, I hated giving homework. I did everything I could to avoid it. I don't believe in homework. That being said, y'all have homework. And it's to find moments of gratitude. And maybe, and this is crazy enough, it might just work. Maybe you could sneak gratitude onto your bingo card.
I like that.
And when you find some gratitude, maybe we could play gratitude bingo next week. But this week we're playing Annoyance Bingo. This week we're playing Annoyance Bingo. Anyone who comes back next week having had a better experience with things that normally would have annoyed them, please feel free to tell us about that next week. We're going to wave goodbye to all the people who are watching on Facebook and watching on the internet. Thank you all so much for joining me. Keep waving. I haven't hit off yet. Thank you.